Democrats are giddy over the potential overturning of Roe v. Wade. They and the left-wing media pushing misinformation about abortion rights to distract from the economy, crime, the border, and other issues. So does it backfire on them in November? Let's ask former Georgia Congressman Doug Collins. He's here. Congressman, good to see you.
Good to see you as well. Hope you're doing good on this Saturday.
So it's been a big week, a week that could change the course of American politics for many years to come. Doug, your thoughts on what we've seen?
Well, one, I'm excited if that opinion holds true, which I feel it will. The five opinions that are on there, I believe, will hold true to the end of June. I've made this comment before. If for some reason now that, and I believe it was leaked to put pressure on maybe one of those five to break off and to do something else. But if those five hold, then I think it's been a momentous time for America. We're making a first step toward overturning a terrible decision, Roe v. Wade. Alito laid it out very well in his in that opinion. But it also puts it back, and this is the thing I think that you were alluding to as well. It now puts it back in the states where it was in the 60s and 70s before it went to the Supreme Court in Roe v. Wade, and that's where it's going back to. So there's going to be a clear choice across the country. Are you going to have a state legislature that favors life? Or are you going to have a death culture in that state of pro-abortion? So I mean, it's just a very clear choice, but it goes back to where it was always supposed to be, and that's with the states.
Yeah, even Ruth Bader Ginsburg thought that Roe v. Wade was decided wrongly in the sense that it was incredibly overbroad and infringed upon states' rights and actually caused more problems than it solved.
And that's an amazing quote right there. And I'm so glad you brought it up. I was alluding to that. For her to say that, it was almost amazing because she was one of the very ones behind using Griswold and the others to get to Roe. She was one of the proponents of actually using the court. So it's really interesting to me that in her later life, she decided that was a overbroad, reaching Roe, but yet she was the very one that was pushing to have that decision made and brought to the courts outside of the states. So again, it puts it back where it needs to be. We'll see what happens from here. But the doom and gloom of the left is just another overreach because, again, they have nothing else to run on right now, and they're just trying to scare people.
Yeah, Congressman, I want to talk to you about that. You are used to brass-knuckle politics, all right? Yes. The left has a strategy here. Scare women, prey upon their emotions, apparently attack Christians and Catholics going into November to distract from what else is going on in the country. Does that work?
It might work with some. And look, I've said this before. I believe that the abortion debate, as far as just the pure aspect of are you for candidates who are pro-abortion, are you pro-life, a lot of that's been settled in our society. Now, what they're going to try and feed on is this fear of going back to an unknown, where you have younger voters who have lived under the 50 years of Roe, who don't know any different. They're going to be threatened with, as we've already seen, the coat hangers, everything else, and to fear in that younger group. I think this is a move by the Democrats for the under 30 vote. That's the one that they're going to try and scare because they've never known a time without it. So, yes, this is brass-knuckle politics, but it is also a time that I'm going to shoot a challenge out there to the folks who've been fighting the pro-life cause, to the Susan B. Anthonys of the world, the National Right to Lives of the world, the Catholic Church. I've been amazed that they've been a little quiet, in what they said. They've been supportive of the ruling, but really all across the country, it is now time to hold, legislators who signed those pledges, who said, look, this is what we want. We want Roe overturned. We want to go back to whereas a time that abortion was not legal. And I haven't seen what I need to see, I think, from that side. So I think if the left is going to pick up the rhetoric, then those who've been taking money from folks to move a pro-life cause have to step up as well.
Yeah, I was just going to ask you about that, Congressman, because Republicans, particularly Senate Republicans in Washington, have been pretty quiet on this topic. And do you think that that's a smart tactical move to keep the focus? The more that we talk about this, the less we're talking about the economy and the border and crime and everything else. Your thoughts on that calculation?
Look, it is a political calculation, but it is also a right and wrong calculation. This is one of those few issues that, frankly, come to a moral choice. And there is a political outcome to a moral choice. And I think they're being told in Washington right now, especially Senate, the incumbents in the Senate, saying, just talk it down. We've got enough over here to win. We'll do what we need to do when we have the chance. But also, you've got a large group of Republican voters all across this country. This has been, and there's a lot of, you hear a lot of single issue voters. Abortion is one of those single issue voters for conservative causes typically. So I think you have to run a balance here of saying, look, we're going to move with what we have pledged to do before, but we're going to make sure that these other things are emphasized as well. But I do in Republican primaries, like we're seeing here in Georgia, it's a big issue.
Yeah.
And I've already heard from some Republican legislators who have been on pro-life record that are now saying, oh, no, I'm actually going to have to go vote for legislation that I never thought I'd have to vote for.
Speaking of strategy, just generally, do you believe that the GOP has put together an effective message beyond sort of its anti-Biden, anti-far-left talking points that will resonate with voters? Or, now we're in May, we're going into June. Do they need to do more in that regard as they move forward and try to bring this campaign in for a landing?
Great question. I mean, great. That is exactly what many of us on the conservative, whether it be on my podcast or radio or wherever I'm at on media, that we've got to develop message. And it can't just simply be Biden is horrendous. Well, he is. Everybody figures that out. And when you see the administration from the border to Afghanistan and everything, those are all issues that do resonate. That has put the wind in our favor. But you've got to put the sail up, so to speak, to catch that wind. And so we've got to show that this is what Biden would have done. Here's what we were doing. We're looking at our tax cut issues. We're looking at regulatory issues. We're looking at a strong, defense. We're looking at moving to freedom in our schools and in our businesses. Those are the things that need to be emphasized. But you can't just depend on, hey, Biden's bad, vote for us.
All right, we're going to have to leave it there, though we could continue, of course. Congressman Doug Collins, thank you so much for being here, sir.
It's always good to be with you. Take care.